two questions I've had people ask me a lot lately. One is, how did you get into this business and get off to such a great start having no experience in real estate? Number two, I've gotten a lot really recently, was how long have you been in this business? Because I feel like it's been 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years. And in fact, it's August 16th was my 3-year anniversary of going full-time in real estate. Okay, so let me answer, those two questions and hopefully tie them together. And if you can get something from it, then that's great. Okay, what I will tell you is, I decided from the go to listen to what I was told in my real estate course, okay, that I wasn't going to worry about splits. I was going to worry about training and support to begin. I was told everything else will work out in the end. If you're not making enough money and you have the training and you have, the knowledge, you can go anywhere you want, right? So I did exactly that. I interviewed with a company. I didn't ask for once what I was getting paid. What I asked was, what can you do for me for training? What can you do for my clients? And how are you going to support me as an agent, okay? Not once did I ask what I was going to get paid. It wasn't my position to do that. I hadn't sold a house. So how the hell am I going to walk in somewhere and demand a certain amount of money? I want to get my money's worth, but it didn't matter at that point. So that was, something that I will never, ever regret. And I think it helped big time. And it was the best advice I think I've ever gotten from that school. So anyone who knows me may or may not know my background. I was a meat cutter at a supermarket since I was 18 years old. I was in the supermarkets when I was 14. At 18, literally my birthday, I got into the meat department, and I was there as a manager, assistant manager, everything until I was 43 years old, okay? I decided that I couldn't be lifting boxes, sitting in a cold meat room, spending every holiday in a cold meat locker, cutting meat for your cookouts, okay? So I decided I needed to change. My back was hurting. It was just getting to be too much. So what I did was, with the encouragement of my wife, who kept saying, if you don't want to live paycheck to paycheck and you want to make more money, you need to get into real estate. And I said, you're absolutely nuts. I am not selling anything to anyone. I have zero desire. I know nothing about the business, and it's not going to happen. And she was an absolute thorn in my side. What made me think twice is that she's usually not wrong. And it's tough for me to admit, but she's a smart woman, okay? So I decided that I would go. I actually met my boss online, joking around with him on Facebook or something, and decided that, and we have a mutual friend who is a very good friend of mine now, who was at his brokerage, and I talked to him and said, I'll do whatever. I don't care. I'll hang up signs. I'll clean toilets. I don't give a shit. Whatever you want me to do, I'll do it. I'd really like to be an agent. And he kind of laughed and went, ha ha ha, when you get licensed, we'll talk. Well, I went and got licensed. I was actually one of the first people they signed up that didn't have that much experience. We didn't have a mentoring program per se, so we kind of made one up on the fly. What I will tell you is, people say, how did you sell so many homes? I listened, okay? I went to trainings. From day one, I went to every single event possible. Anthony always makes a joke about, Millen shows up at events when he's invited, and he shows up when he's not invited. Well, to me, and this was probably another thing my wife had said to me, people make the joke all the time, like, your wife must be an angel. You're never home. No, I am, but when I'm out, I announce it. I take pictures. I let people know that I am doing things to better myself for my business, okay? So what happened was, I went out, I made friends with everybody in the business. I tried to get in wherever I could and kind of, feed off of other people's success and try to see what they're doing. And I'd go into our office and listen to people negotiate, and I mean, it was really not too hard to do. So, and I also didn't bite off more than I could chew, okay? I knew I wasn't an expert marketer. What did I do? I called the marketing team and said, help me. How can I be better? How can I do better on Facebook? Of course, I think the first thing they said was stop posting political stuff. So that ended fast. Number two, I didn't, if I had a referral and it was too far out of my zone and I couldn't give that person attention, I was smart. I called the relocation team and said, hey guys, take this off my hands. Let's give it to someone else. Boom. One email, it was gone. I get paid a percentage of it, but I could also concentrate on the clients I had and didn't cut someone short on, someone who lived too far out of the zone. When people ask me, why does it feel like you've been in the business so long? I think it's because I literally went to every single event. These people see me all the time, and they're probably sick of it, but oh well. I went, we're part of the biggest relocation company on the planet. So when I heard this, I said, I need to take advantage of this. I mean, there's got to be business coming through this, right? So I paid my own way to Miami. I paid my own way to Las Vegas. And people go, oh, yeah, that's real tough. I could give a damn about Miami or Vegas. I had never been in my life, nor did I plan on going. Just not my style. So I went to learn. I went to shake hands. I went to hand out business cards. I went to do whatever I could to be involved. And it worked out well. I got home from one of the events, and one of our friends from Methuen sent me over a referral. It paid for my whole trip and more. Okay? So you have to put in the effort. People say you have to spend money to make money. It's true in this business, okay? I wanted to be involved in everything. So this week we went down, I'm going to give you an example. This week we went down to the MAR conference down in Springfield. And I was absolutely, Nicole talked about this, Mac talked about this, Anthony talked about this, but I'm going to be a little more direct with you. I was down there, and all I could think to myself is, look at all these incredible speakers, right? All these incredible speakers are here. It cost practically nothing to come to this event, right? They put it all together for you. They blocked the hotel rooms. They were dirt cheap. And most people around here could have driven down and come back, right? So where the hell were you? Where were you? What's your excuse for not being there and learning for your clients? People always, the people that were down there were people who are selling 40, 50, 60 homes a year. I mean, were there a few newbies? Absolutely. But for the most part, it was the best agents in the area. And this is why they are, is because they get involved and they spend money, they spend time, they go down there. They have other things they could be doing, okay? I sat with 7 past presidents, I think, 6, I don't know. I mean, they seemed like they were everywhere. Had lunch with them, got to hear stories, picked their brain, had a cocktail hour with them, and, heard, all kinds of great stuff that you can take home with you. I mean, just listening to some of these people is incredible. And I was amazed at how many people that got in the business who their companies aren't training them, okay? And they just didn't go. I mean, I can't figure it out for the life of me, honestly. So for me, that was my thing, is I wanted to go, I wanted to learn, I wanted people to know I was learning, right? I mean, can you imagine having a client sue you because they think you did something wrong, and you go to court and they say, well, how often do you train? Once every 6 months, when I joined the company, we probably had 90 sessions in the first year. I went to 85 of them, literally. And they were in Waltham, and they were, I would drive 2 hours sometimes. Okay, obviously now we can, we have them on the video, and each office can interact with our broker and stuff like that. So it's much easier. But I wanted to be there. In the beginning, I had no choice. But even when we had the setup, I would drive in because I wanted to see it. I needed to learn from my clients. Okay, that is the biggest thing. So I wanted to learn how to negotiate. I see people online now, and it's incredible. Like, you're bragging about, we won a bid. I won this house for my clients. No, you actually put in a $40,000 over asking price. You waived inspections. You waived contingencies. That's not winning. I actually saw a girl on here. I think she's from Northborough, Westborough, an agent with a different company. And she posted the other day, she said, I won an offer. I wasn't the highest bidder. I wasn't, and that's what you want to do, okay? You want to learn the business. I think I posted on my Facebook page that I had saved my clients in 1 year almost $260,000 off asking prices in a market that it was insane. Everything was going over, but we learned how to negotiate. We learned how to call up agents and see what they're looking for. So for me, that's how I was successful. I went to trainings. I learned the business the right way, okay? And I took the time to really justify what I was doing with my wife, with my kids, with everything, because I knew it was going to come back and pay dividends, and it has, okay? I sold for under 18 months. I did 37 deals, okay? I closed 37 deals, and anyone looking in MLS, it says 35. One of them was double-ended, and one was off-market. So 37 deals. And there's people who probably say in a year and a half, I did much more than that when I started. Great, good for you. I didn't think I was going to sell one home, okay? I was terrible with computers. I typed like 4 words a minute. I had no real sales experience. So for me, it was very good. And again, it was from becoming involved in the business, getting, my feet, getting myself in front of, everybody in the business, talking to people, shaking hands, posting, the way I should on Facebook with, letting people know that I'm learning, and since then, so the first year and a half of my career, we're on 3 years now. First year and a half, we did the sales. And even since then, since I've been into business development, I think people realize that I know the business well enough that September 20th, we're going to close, I think, our 20th referral, okay? And there's still more in the pipeline. So you're talking 57 homes in 3 years from someone who had never sold anything and who hasn't sold in a year and a half. Okay, so that is about it for me. I hope you took something from it. I think the most I can tell you is to get involved. Government affairs, I joined that. The education committee, I joined that. I have some other news to announce, but we're not going to do that today. But it's good news. So I got in front of the realtor board. I got involved in it. I knew nothing about government affairs. I didn't care. I'm joining. Education committee, knew nothing about it. I jumped in. Okay? This is where you meet people. This is where you talk to people. This is where people get to know you, and you can make a difference. Okay? So my advice, get involved wherever you can. Go learn. I don't care what company it's with. I don't care if you have to pay for it. Do whatever you do to learn the business, learn it right, and get involved. And it will come back 1,000-fold, I promise you, okay? I'm no better than anyone else. I just got involved. I wanted to be known in the business, and I will continue to do that down the road. So hope you guys got something from that. Have a great night, and